Hi everyone, it's Valerie from Stampin' with Valerie, and I wanted to come on here today and make a cute little card with you. I hope you enjoy it. Let me see if I can get my video to pull up here. So we're going to use the Cheers to That stamp set and the Sip Sip Hooray. And now what I love about these stamp sets is they work perfectly together. I feel like they are great for making adult cards. This has raise your glass, cheers, congratulations to the new year, to the bride and groom, eat, drink, and have a Merry Christmas, to you and yours, and this beautiful little filigree. Sip, sip, hooray has I'll drink to that. Sip, sip, hooray. Hope your big day is just one happy hour after another, so you could use them for all different occasion cards. Today we're making a little holiday card, and I'm going to show you the little holiday card that we are going to make. Isn't this adorable? I love how it turned out. I love using those Christmas colors for the drinks. I think it's really cute. So let's get started. I'm just going to set this to the side here like this. I know you can still see it. We're going to start with a piece of Whisper White cardstock. This is the thick Whisper White. Go ahead and get your bone folder and give it a good crease. Now I'm going to have all the measurements on my blog as well, so those will be written out so you'll be able to see those. Sorry, I got my cord in the camera there. I know I probably got lots in the camera you don't want to see right now, all of my good stuff around me. So we're going to start by stamping the champagne glass first. And now when you stamp it, you don't want it to be directly in the center. You want it off to the left just a little bit. And the reason for that is your martini glass is going to go on the right hand side. Now if you were putting your martini glass on the left side, move this over a little bit, just because the martini glass is a little bit wider than the wine glass. And you can see it's not terribly off center, but just a little bit with that champagne glass. And then go ahead and get your martini glass on there, and that's going to bring this over a little bit more to the right. And what I'm talking about is just the design on the card, not anything else really. There, and then once you get your other wine glass on there, if you're using just these three, that's, you know, the reason to move them over is just so it kind of centers your image a little bit. So then we are going to take these wonderful stamps here, and these stamps are fantastic because they fill in your drink for you. So because I'm making this a festive card, I'm using a lot of red and green. This is Pear Pizzazz, and we're going to use that to fill in our martini. I love how that turned out. I love it with that green in there. For some reason, I love a martini glass. I'm not a drinker, but martini glasses I find fascinating. They make me happy. I don't own any. That's the crazy thing. Maybe I should buy some, and whenever I make probably my drink wouldn't fit in there because I put lots of ice and a little tiny bit of wine. So I'm definitely need a wine glass. So take your Real Red, stamp off once, and then fill in your champagne glass. And then we'll do Real Red full strength for the wine glass. Does not look great with those three colors like that. They're just kind of all there. And we're going to take some Old Olive, and we're going to make our rosemary sprigs with that. Now the wonderful thing about this is, even though this is a rosemary sprig, it kind of looks like a little pine sprig, and we can do a little bit of decorating down here by our glasses. And that's Old Olive, so I used Old Olive for that. And then we're going to use Mossy Meadow. So 3 different greens in this card, but I love the way, of course I can't, for some reason I'm not opening this one very good. But I love the way it turned out because, you know, when you have greenery in real life, it's not all the same color. You need different darker and lighter shades. So there's some mint leaves there, just for a little bit of contrast, I guess, or whatever, a little bit of greenery for our card. We're going to take a smaller piece of Whisper White, and we're going to stamp Cheers in Real Red. That is our only sentiment on this card, is that cheers. So just stamp it on that piece. Now all of these measurements for all the pieces that I've cut and the inks and all that are going to be listed on my blog as well. So you can write those down or just look at my blog, get them, follow the video to make your card. I have a piece of cardstock from, or I'm sorry, designer series paper from the Most Wonderful Time product medley that is in the catalog. Is the only way you can get this is if you buy the entire medley, which gives you the different products, and then you just design your own cards with them. And I thought this with the holly and the gold berries would be really pretty with this. Now I put this off to the right and it looks like we have this huge blank space here, but don't worry. We are going to use some punches and we're going to make a little thing to fill that in. We're going to use the 1 1/8 inch scalloped circle punch, and we're going to use a real red scalloped circle. We are going to have a vellum scalloped circle in that same size. And then we are going to have an old olive scalloped circle in the 1 3/8. So there are 1 3/8 inch. There are 2 different sizes. Whoops, it's not that one. That's not the one I want. I want the bigger one. 1 3/8. So there are 2 different sizes, which is fantastic with these. So you can always layer them, make something like that to go on, center it for a card. But for this card, we are going to do it just a little bit different. I'm going to use some of the Shimmery Crystal Effects to glue these down. Now you can use just the regular Tombow multi-purpose adhesive, but since I have this right here on the desk, that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to glue it down, get that vellum glued down, and then get your real red glued down. So it's just kind of a little piece like that. I got a little bit of tinsel on it from that tinsel trim. So once you have that glued, just go ahead and add some snail adhesive to the bottom. Go ahead and stick it on here. Flip this over, your sentiment, and put some dimensionals on the back of it. You can peel those adhesive backings off if you want to. And just set it aside so you don't stick your hand in it like I would. And I would go to craft and have it stuck to the side of my hand. Think that's happened to me once or twice? Once or twice. All right, so we're going to use some of that tinsel trim that comes in the Most Wonderful Time product medley, and we're going to snip a piece, and then we're going to snip it into 3 pieces. I love it because it curls up like that. Take one end of each of the pieces, and you're going to take your pick tool, take the cap off from it, and you're just going to stick them down here. And now you only want the one end stuck, so kind of make sure you don't get both ends stuck to that glue dot. I mean, you can do both ends and have a little loop if you want, I guess, but I wanted the little curly cues sticking out from this, so that's why I say try not to get both ends stuck. Just use that. I love using that take your pick tool to just peel that off from there. And I put these all at the same end, and that's okay. You can put them at opposite. You can put one down here if you want, but I kind of liked them all down here at this same end. And then once you get your little cheers sentiment on here, that kind of pulls them apart just a little bit, so they aren't all curled up necessarily on each other. You can kind of play with them, and you can flip them around. I know this, you're just seeing my hands and nothing else happening, but you can kind of curl them around. They're not going to do what I want them to do right now, like these ones in the original card, how I got them to curl so nicely. But it's because I'm live, so it's not going to cooperate with me. So now take some of the brand new gold glitter enamel dots, and we're going to take one of the largest ones. There are 4 different sizes on here. We'll take one of the largest ones and one of the tiniest ones, which these are extremely tiny. These are even smaller than our smallest rhinestones is what I'm trying to say. And take a couple more tiny ones. I put a couple up here just to make put a little glimmer up here by the foliage that we have there. And then go ahead and reopen your old olive, and we are going to stamp on the inside. We are going to stamp this wonderful rosemary sprig, and we are just going to stamp it once and then stamp off and make it a little bit lighter right next to it. Isn't that great? That looks really cute on the inside. Then you have your cheers on the outside. This is a perfect card you can give to someone as a holiday card. You could put a holiday message in it as well from any of the other holiday stamps that we have. You could make it a wedding card. You can do whatever you want. And the fantastic thing is you can change the color of the drinks to whatever you want as well. So it doesn't have to be a Christmas card. So thank you for watching today. I really appreciate you joining me. Make sure if you don't have a demonstrator in the United States, I would love to be your demonstrator. ValerieSmith.stampinup.net, and of course my blog, stampinwithvalerie.com. My host code is listed up there. Thank you for joining. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Bye.